Oh, oh man, it is almost Christmas. You like Christmas? I love Christmas. You know why I love Christmas? Because it's 2 days after my birthday. And you know why I love my birthday? Because my birthday is the day that I get 2,000 subscribers to my YouTube channel. But I can't do it without your help. We got a good show today. Come on in. Let's do it.
Broadcasting live from the only establishment in town that can't kick him out. His own basement. The world according to Rocket.
Is I, Rockettman, and this is the world according to Rocket. And today's episode is brought to you by LuxuryTravelNashville.com. Check out their website and find out all the really cool places you can go and the deals that they have. And you say, oh, it's just so much trouble. Hang on. All you got to do, check out their website. Just call Deb. She will hook you up for any kind of travel, whether it's around the world, around the corner. She's a girl. You can call her at 615-863-1263. Speaking of numbers, I proudly sit at 1,836 subscribers, and I need your help. Friday is my birthday, and I got to do double time here because the next couple of days I'll be traveling, and I won't be able to do an in-depth show. I will check in with some shorts and that sort of thing. But the next couple of days I'll be traveling, so I need to hammer out that subscribe button today because I need to get me some. I got to get 2,000. That's just the greatest birthday present in the world for my channel because we haven't even been up for 2 months yet. And this has been great. And I thank you for that. If you could help out, hammer that subscribe button. On Saturday, we had a decommit from Sylvester Smith. He was a 4-star safety and supposed to be really good. And he's been committed to Tennessee since, way back in the summer. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he decommits Friday or Saturday. And, I'm so sorry. I want to thank Tennessee for being so nice. And I'm going to go to Auburn instead. Look, they're 18 years old, 19 years old. They're going to do dumb things, right? And frankly, if the kid doesn't want to be at Tennessee, if he doesn't see a value in it, he's going to be a liability, not an asset. So what? Let him go, right? No spilt milk. Perfect example. The same thing happened with Khalifa Keith, right? He was going to Kentucky all this time. And then all of a sudden he said, you know what? I'm going to Tennessee. It happens. It just happens. Get over it. No BFD. Remember the big tight end, the 6'5", 240 tight end, McCallan Castles, who was at the University of California, Davis. And he was the kid he's a grown man. He was the guy that they offered him to come play at Tennessee. He said they offered him a visit. Why don't you come on an official visit? He said, I don't need no visit. I seen y'all play on TV. I want to come play for y'all. I love that guy. He's here, and he practiced this weekend. That's awesome. Now, speaking of Khalifa Keith, right? Now, if you haven't seen his video, right up here, just click this right here and see his highlights. He's a big, strong kid and fast, and he just reminds me of an old school Tennessee running back. He's good. Give it a look. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. He came this weekend on his official visit, and he's all happy that he made his decision to flip from Kentucky to Tennessee. So you can take a look at that. It's kind of cool. Taven Jackson. I get a lot of calls. Taven Jackson, number 3. He is the number 2 quarterback in the depth chart now behind Joe Milton, but he's been sick. Not sick. He's been broken. He had a broken collarbone. That happened in the University of Tennessee Martin game. Okay. He is evidently all well and good in healing and will be assuming his number 2 spot at the Orange Bowl behind Joe Milton. So all is good. If you have not seen him spin the ball. You can see him spin the ball in the video, in yesterday's video. All right, he's fine. And actually, Coach Heup made a comment about his availability yesterday or in the press conference, and you can see that in today's show.
A couple tragic things have happened. First, to the UCF family, all the former players, everybody connected with that program. Lost a great teammate, great person, someone that absolutely loved life, and Jake Hescock. And, my heart goes out to his entire family and all those that know him. And just another young man that's gone way too early. Also, college football lost an iconic figure in Mike Leach, someone that changed the way people thought about the game. One of the most unique individuals that I've come into contact with, someone that had a huge impact on my career, how we think about the game, how we think about offensive football, but also someone that gave me a shot in college football, and so grateful to him for everything that he's really helped me accomplish. And my heart and thoughts and prayers are obviously with Sharon and their entire family as they go through the grieving process. And obviously you guys saw today that we also flipped the page and started some of our bowl prep here. We've gotten some good work in with our young guys in particular. Up until this point, our vets have started working back into things here over the last 3-4 days. As we get through this weekend, we'll kind of turn the page and head towards Clemson in our preparation. Clemson, obviously a great football team. They been doing it at a really high level for a long time. Defensively, one of the top teams in the country. Extremely aggressive in what they do. They got great personnel offensively. New quarterback that played in a dynamic way in their conference championship game. But great skill players out on the perimeter as well, and a huge test, but a great opportunity for our football program here at the end of the month, and excited about that. We have a bunch of mid-year enrollees you guys got a chance to see a little bit of today as well. Excited to have them part of our program, what's going on, get this experience here, practices at home, but also a lot of them will be able to go to the bowl site as well. Excited for them. I'll talk about those guys here when we get to signing day as well. So I'll open it up to some questions for you guys here at this point. Oh, that clip, man, it was a long time ago, and at the same time, it feels like that. Seems like yesterday. Remember that moment really clearly. When I got there, that was the last practice that he was at Oklahoma. It hadn't become public that he was taking the job at Texas Tech yet. That opportunity to talk to him, excited for him. And obviously, he and I just, in that year, being able to kind of flip what was going on offensively, what had been done there before, and obviously with Bob and the entire staff and that group of individuals, flip the trajectory of Oklahoma football. Just, really thankful for what he poured into me. There's a million conversations that had nothing to do with football. They might have started out with football, but they quickly transitioned into life that you remember with him. Had an opportunity to talk to him maybe 2 weeks left to go in the regular season, late night conversation, and my wife wasn't listening to the entire conversation, but she heard it start with football, go way off the beaten path, and somehow navigate back to football at the very end of it. For Mike, just being with him every day in the meeting room, just schematically how he thought at that time. There were very few people that were that wide open and thought differently. And the way the game's played in space in today's game, it's a direct reflection of him and his thought pattern. For sure, how he thought about the game, how he allowed his quarterbacks to be a part of the game and have control out there on game day. Those are all things that played a major role in me ultimately wanting to get into football and coaching. It's awesome to have those guys here. The great thing about, the way recruiting is in today's world is they've been around our players a bunch, and they're already connected. That group as they come here on campus, but also to our football team. the focus for us is getting our players ready to go play here. The early part of bowl prep has been about getting our young guys a ton of reps and helping them grow as a football player. As our older guys had a little bit of time to kind of heal up from the season. Having them here on campus, you get them started primarily through individual, maybe some one-on-one sessions where they're able to grow in understanding of what we want. We spend a little bit of extra time with them on the back end of practice, 10 to 15 minutes, being intentional and helping them grow where they're gaining something out of the experience. But they learn the culture, right? We set the parameters of who we are and what we do. It's a great opportunity for them to spend 2 weeks here and kind of get a feel for that. I think the biggest thing out of this bowl preparation for the young guys that come in is they understand the speed, the urgency that you have to have. I think it accelerates their urgency when they get back here in January, where they're very intentional in growing every single day to get themselves in a position to be ready for spring ball.
Is there anything long-term out there? I know Trayvon missed some time. Do you anticipate him being back? Do you feel like you're going to be pretty full speed from a health standpoint?
I do feel like, by the time that, we get to the major part of our prep, but certainly by the time we get to Miami, we should be pretty healthy and ready to go compete with everybody. By the time that, we get to the major part of our prep, but certainly by the time we get to Miami, we should be pretty healthy and ready to go compete with everybody. Yeah, I think if we continue down the stretch that we have, he's been back, he's been practicing here the last week. As long as we continue on that, I feel like he'll be available for us when we get to Miami. I think that's a really unique situation. A young guy that obviously played extremely well a year ago, was ready to play extremely well this year too. From week 3 or week 4, whatever it was, obviously had the surgery, just hasn't been at 100%. And I love that he came back and tried to compete on the back end of the season. I think that shows, his heart for his teammates, for this program. And, for him, just as he's getting ready for the draft process, I think it's important that he gets to the point where he's 100%. And, for him, this month here has got a chance to help him heal up and be ready for the back end of the NFL process.
As usual, I thank you so much, and I appreciate it if you would hammer that like and subscribe button. I'm going to be traveling this week. I don't know what my channel schedule is going to be yet. It will mostly be from an automobile. We'll see how that goes. I've never done a show from my automobile yet while I'm traveling. 80 miles. The speed limit. Whatever that is. All right. I'll tell you. You will see me tomorrow on some level. Hey, have a good one. Go Big Orange.